Welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. I'm your host and founder, Coach Frank Rich. And if you're new here, we've been dedicated for the last 6 years to helping men just like you, those caught up in the depths of pornography addiction, take back control, reclaim their identity, rebuild their lives, and step into a life of freedom. My name is Coach Frank Rich. I'm joined here today by our head coach inside the Rebuilt Man Brotherhood, Coach Arnold. And guys, we are unpacking your questions. So this is our Q&A series where we take questions from you in the audience and men inside our community and spend 10 to 15 minutes unpacking each one of these, giving you perspectives from men that have gone through this journey, have overcome this addiction, have helped men walk through the same journey as well. If you would like to have your question featured in an upcoming episode, you can drop those down in the comment section here on YouTube, or you can email those questions to frank@rebuiltrecovery.com. But let's dive in, guys, here. Coach Arnold, my brother, welcome back to the show here today.
Glad to be back, as always.
Yes, sir.
I got a good one for us. Let's just dive right in.
Dive right in, man.
Here it is. Am I actually addicted to porn or just using it too much? Where's the line between a bad habit and a real addiction? How do I know if I need serious help versus just more willpower? Well, there's so many.
Great question. And I think it's a question based out of rationalization for whoever is answering this. They're looking for an excuse or maybe a reason to stay because for whatever reason they feel maybe okay with where they're currently at, and there isn't massive consequences due to this behavior. Hey, I'm succeeding over here. You know, I got a great career. I'm building a business. My relationships seem to be going well. I'm fit. I'm healthy, right? I think we all have been at the stage where it's really not that big of a deal. So do I really need to take a look at changing it? You know, I think the question around willpower is an interesting one because no, the solution is never going to be more willpower. You'll never willpower your way through any type of significant change in your life. Willpower is a limited resource. It'll work to get you maybe started. It'll carry you through some difficult moments. It is a necessary ingredient, right? Like we do need to develop willpower, and it's actually something that we can grow in our capacity, right? Through doing intentional, difficult things. You can expand your capacity to have more willpower, to have more resiliency, but it's never going to be the end all be all solution to anything. I always reference my conversation with Dr. Arnold Lemke when I'm asked about, is it an addiction? Dr. Lemke, Stanford's head of addiction, wrote probably the number one book in understanding behavioral addiction and the role that dopamine plays in it. Dopamine Nation, plug there for you guys if you're looking for a book to read. But when I had Anna on the podcast years ago, and I know you've referenced that this conversation has helped you as well, I flat out asked her, I said, hey, there's a lot of debate here at the time around, is porn addiction even a real thing? You know, clinically, maybe it's not categorized into certain areas. How do you, as maybe one of the world's leading experts in dopamine and neuroscience and addiction, define the term addiction? Anna's response was, addiction is the continued or repeated use of behavior or substance despite negative consequences to yourself or others. So let's unpack that. The continued or repeated use of a behavior, the consumption of pornography, despite a negative consequence to yourself and or others. And then she went on to list, you know, desensitization, withdrawals when you try to quit type of things. But I think that first point there, right, is porn negatively impacting my life somewhere, right? And if you're asking this question, yes, it's costing you time, energy, focus, distraction, whatever. So those are the negative consequences. Maybe it's even impacting your wife or your relationships and how they view and perceive you. If you've tried to quit and you can't, so they continue to repeated use. So I've tried to quit and I can't, despite there being negative consequences, then yes, I would safe to say it can be defined as an addiction. But throwing that term outside, right? Because who cares if it's an addiction or not? That's just a label. It's a word that we attach to something. If something is out of alignment with the values that we have as a man and how we want to live and operate in the world, if something is out of alignment with that and we are engaging in it, then we know we need to change. We need to change our behavior. We need to change our identity. So if I'm trying to quit and I can't, then I think it's a sign that what you're doing isn't working. right? I can go 7 days, I can go 30 days, I can go 6 months and feel amazing. But then I slide back in and I even go deeper and out of control. It's probably time to maybe seek some additional help, some outside counsel, get a different approach, get brothers around you. We can do a list of things that I think are necessary in this, and you're probably missing some core components in it. Now here's a test for somebody that says, "Oh, it's not a big deal," and I've shared this multiple times. If you say that porn isn't a big deal and you can go without it, it's not having an impact on your life, take the challenge. I challenge anybody listening to this right now that says porn isn't a big deal in my life and I could stop at any point, quit. If it's not a big deal, that means you can go 30 days without it, right? Take the challenge. And here's what I'll guarantee: one of two things will happen. You either won't be able to go 30 days without quitting, and you'll find yourself engaging in it, maybe without even being fully aware of what's happening, or you'll reach a point where the urges and triggers are too much and you fall back into it. So you say I can quit, and then you've proven to yourself that I can't just on my own. Or if you do go 30 days without quitting porn and you make it all the way through, your self awareness will grow, your overall frequencies will improve, your love for yourself, your ability to connect with other people, your life will improve in measurable areas, multiple measurable areas. Your life will have drastic improvements. And I think that is a sign, going back to the definition, that there have been consequences in your life that maybe you aren't fully aware of. So curious what your thoughts are in there. But, I'm kind of unpacking a lot of different things here, but addiction, not addiction, I think is an irrelevant conversation for most of us. If you're asking the question, yes, you probably have a problem with this, probably time to change. If you're trying to quit doing it on your own, yes, it's probably time to seek some help and counsel outside of just trying to willpower your way through it. And if you say and you're trying to rationalize yourself that it's not a big deal, quit and see if you can go 30 days without it, and then report back to us and tell us how different your life is.
Yeah. I mean, nobody asks this question unless they're suspecting
Yeah.
something is going on, right? The first I read the question, I immediately was thinking, okay, so he's asking, am I actually addicted to porn or just using it too much? Well, let's ask a different question. Am I actually addicted to crack or just using it too much? We immediately laugh because obviously crack is not something you need to use to begin with. Now, neither is porn, but in today's day and age, there are some therapists that recommend it, blah, 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 which, it's weird, but I don't agree with that. However, what I will say, and nobody can deny that, porn is artificial.
Mm-hmm.
It's an artificial stimuli. Um, if the question would be, am I actually addicted to food or just I'm just eating it too much? That's a legit question. You need food for survival. This can be easily eliminated. It's a fake artificial like behavior. And if you can't stop yourself from doing this, you know for a fact that's definitely not something you need because you can do without it. It's artificial. And if you can't stop it, you have a problem. You have attached yourself to something you don't even need and you can't stop it. You definitely have an addiction. And an addiction is, you know, I love Wayne Dyer's definition. So many people define it, but I love his was saying it's something that you chase after and you truly you can't get enough of
Mm-hmm.
what you don't want. Like you don't want it, but you keep going after it for some reason. And that's when you realize like, whoa, like I have a problem. And then, saying where's the line between a bad habit and a real addiction? Again, knowing that this is not something you need for your day-to-day survival, it's easy to pinpoint like, okay, if I keep reaching for something I don't even need, I clearly created that need for
Mm-hmm.
myself out of nowhere it's not rooted in existence like food is, right?
Yeah.
With the food is a more legitimate question because we all need food to eat. So if you eat a little too much, then you have some problems there, right? But porn is like nobody needs that. And then how do I know if I need serious help versus just more willpower? Well, like you said, willpower is never gonna um help you here to get over it. Willpower is just playing tug of war with an 800-pound gorilla. And that's what we all try to do in the beginnings, right? We're trying to do the whole white knuckling and But fighting this thing is not how you win this. You just rise above it
Mm,
to understand why you're doing it. Why am I reaching for this artificial substance and behavior, and I can't stop that reach? Why? There's something within me that it's trying to desperately speak out. And like you also said that, Frank, like they're in they need realignment.
mhm,
Like they're not acting in their within the values that they believe in, right? So first, you have to realign yourself, shifting your focus away from the habit and reconnecting with your source. Like, where am I really? And then you have to accept that, hey, I'm doing this. This is my struggle, and I'm reaching for
mhm.
this thing I don't need. And then instead of resisting it. So accept it instead of resisting it, because it's that resistance that creates more of it. So first you have to accept that you have a struggle. Like, I'm struggling with this, like, and then the most powerful and most potent part of this is the self-forgiveness. That's where most of the guys struggle and keep relapsing, because
Yeah.
they can't forgive themselves for what they have done. And because of that, they're going to do it again and again and again. Like, self-forgiveness, the most important part. You release all shame and guilt, because the negative emotions drain the energy needed for true transformation. They do. And that's why we're just like so drained and we go back to it. So yeah, my take on this, like I said, is knowing that porn in itself is an artificial stimuli. There is no scenario in which you would need that,
Yeah.
using it too much or too little. If you can go without it and your life is fine, then you don't need it. So there's no like, what if a little, like I said, you replace porn with something else, and immediately the conversation over.
Mhm.
How much crack is too much? What if I do only once a week? You know what I mean? That's not even, everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But porn people are starting to like rationalize. Well, maybe a little. I'll do a little heroin. It's fine. It's like, no, if you don't need it, you don't need it.
Yeah. Nobody's
So,
ever quit porn and said their life got worse. Like they never regretted that decision.
but they don't go back to it though.
If they don't go back to it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah.
an addiction. Like, I've done some drugs in my life one time. Like, I was like, okay, I never did it again. The issue is when you try an artificial substance, behavior, whatever, and then you can't stop it.
Mm,
You know, uh, and this person, the question doesn't sound like they tried it one time. They're trying to rationalize a level of this activity that they can
yeah.
regularly do without it being a problem. And
Yeah.
that in itself is a problem, because now you're looking at long-term use.
Hmm.
What if I use a little bit every week? Like, you don't need it.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
try to find a rationalization to use it every week, that means you have a problem that needs you to do that, or wants you to do that, or
Yeah.
pushes you to do that.
Yeah. And there's a bigger overall kind of lesson in that there as well, right? If you know something is out of alignment with who you are and you're looking for ways to rationalize your use of it or your behavior in that element, right? Like you got to check yourself there, right? That's a lower self, right? There's a part of you that
Sure.
is trying to justify it. So great question. And once again, the person asking it knew the answer right before even asking it, but it allowed us to kind of unpack it here for everybody out there. It's like, okay, so if willpower isn't the solution, what is, right? Okay, so we talk a lot about the importance of community, needing other men, like-minded men, growth-oriented men that can understand and support you in this journey. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, but it is going to be community. You talked about transcending, getting above the behavior, not willpowering your way through it. That requires what we would call is true identity transformation. And then you need somebody that's going to hold you to the fire, right? You need real accountability. We oftentimes, because this person is rationalizing already, we struggle to, at least in the beginning, hold ourselves to this new standard. So having somebody that can hold you to that standard. So we need community, we need a framework of real lasting identity transformation, and we need accountability. Those three core components are exactly what we built the Rebuilt Man Brotherhood and community off of. We have an engaged community with daily calls, with a very active community of men that are committed to the same process and journey that you are on. We have the Reboot Your Life system and framework that has helped over 1,800 men in the last 6 years walk this out in their own life And we have myself and Coach Arnold here to guide you in this. You can join the community here today free for the first 7 days to test drive it, get plugged in. We have daily calls. We have weekly Q&As, live one-to-one coaching, and we have multiple times per month men's fellowship. Included in it is the Reboot Your Life system and tons of other courses and curriculums to guide you through this identity transformation, including Bible studies, including daily meditations, including expert training series with people to help you understand exactly where you are right now and where it is you're trying to go. If you visit school.com, SKOOL.com/reboot your life, or click the link down in the show notes below. Like I said, you can test drive it for 7 days for absolutely free and then decide if we are the place to help you. But if you're struggling right now, we'd love to be a part of this journey with you. We believe we built the number one system in the world to help men walk this out. Those that want real help, those that want to grow, that want to transform and become the men that God is calling them to be. So join us at school.com/reboot your life, SKOOL.com/reboot your life, or click the link down there in the show notes below. As always, Coach Arnold, it's a great honor to have you here. Thank you for everything that you do for us here and for the men inside the community. Guys, if you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on, and we will see you in the next episode.